Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Welcome. This is July 2025 Horoscope. It's a great month for some positive developments in the financial front, even some positive surprises, and it can connect you also to new levels of authority and power and wealth through the work and earnings axis of your chart. I also like some developments to do with property, land, and real estate, maybe to buy or sell. Also, some possibilities of some big blow-ups in your romantic life, so be careful for that. We're going to go through the individual bits of the sky and talk about this for your sign, listening for your sun sign to do often with career and purpose matters as if it's your rising. Your rising sign is your character in the game of life, your simulation avatar, and it will often describe circumstantial changes in your life of all kinds, where the moon is your home and home life, and also how you feel about the story of life itself in the game of it all. Now, as we get going, and I'm going to break this down and give you a chronological rundown of what to pay attention to time your best life. If you want to also learn to time your best life and be your own astrologer, good news. My Sky Reader 6-time teaching at 6 years now is available for study with me live in the month of September. Yes, it was going to be July, but my move is taking so much of my energy. Plus, I'm also writing 2 books. So we're teaching it in September, as I usually do, September, October, for 6 weeks. Come check it out. In the description box below is everything you need to know. The early bird discount wait list, so you get a price that no one else gets. Also, you'll find out the course description. Although I have to add more stuff to it, it will get bigger. That's in the description box below as well. Hope to see you guys in fall, in the school time of fall, September, October. Alrighty. And by the way, my name is Lori Lothian, using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign house. Did you know the gig, right, guys? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm a Western Tropical Zodiac astrologer, doing the astrology for you on this channel. Let's talk about you. You're a Taurus and you are ruled by Venus. And I'm going to show you the sky and we're going to go through it together. But because Venus, the goddess of your sign, is in a very profound connection to Uranus in the early part of July, you might have some really good financial news going into your chart. And I also love the fact that she's going to spend a great deal of the month, almost all of the month, in the sign of Gemini, which is a money house for you as well. So let me show you the chart and we'll talk about how exciting it is to be a Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising in the month of July. July is a funny month because Jupiter is not doing a whole damn lot. He's hanging out in your 3rd house and he's going to expand, grow your local environment, your connection to your neighbors or siblings is going to grow and expand your maybe pleasure and enjoyment and expansion if you're online social media beast. But he's doing that thing for a whole year. We're not going to talk much about him. He's just hanging out there and he's not doing major aspectual things this month, which is rare for him. So it's a kind of a Jupiter free zone. Good news, really good for you, is you love Venus. She loves you. And here's what she does in the beginning of the month. She gets her beady eyes, right? He's flirting with Uranus. Erratic, electric, shocking, surprising, positive change, news, or something going on here for you. You're going to feel it July 1st and to July the 4th. And it can be also you breaking free of something that holds you back, busting the chains of something that confines you. It could be a job you can't stand, a relationship you're ready to let go of, a home that no longer serves you. Something wants to be released and broken free of and breaking through in this time frame. It could be so many different things, but it does carry the signature of you being relieved and having a sense of kind of like a breath of blast out air. You are so much better off for this change. And it's on a powerful star called Algol. Now, Algol can also indicate wealth, but it can also mean off with your head. You may lose your head, quit your job, fire your spouse, tell your landlord you're out of here, this kind of energy. So you could kind of lose it a bit, but it's okay. Venus is the goddess that protects you, and she makes sure that whatever calamity may happen, whatever intensity may occur, you're ready for it. And with the North Node in your house of career gains, it may even be a blowout that takes you away from one career path altogether. You're ready to go. Or you could even have a kind of a revelation around a dream or a goal or a vision for what you want to do and be in your life. Where do you want to go with your life? What do you want to become? Certainly, I'm going to give you this tip. Okay, Taurus, with Jupiter in your 3rd house for the next year, you're likely to want to go back to school to learn learn something or to get some new professional training in your life, or maybe even find that your joy comes through travel and short distance travel. But if it's about the professional front, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the breakthroughs in the first week of July are new professional orientations as well, in which you have to do some new skills-based learning in order to accept the job or to fulfill the job itself. Now, when we move to Venus moving into your second house, that's exciting. Let's get ahead of this curve and let's move the chart forward. It's all about being a chronologically aware human being here. So we're going to move ourselves into the chronological shifts. So watch Venus here, getting ready to jump the fence. And by the time we move to July 5th, she's now establishing herself in your money house, and she'll be here to the very end of the month. So from July 5th to the end of July, you've got Venus in the house of earnings, savings, and resources. Now, she normally here is also importantly good at spending money on objects that you desire and need. In this case, with it flow to Mercury for your home, something you need for your home, maybe even a vehicle, a new possession that you desire to have. And Mercury says we have the commercial power, we have the negotiating skills to make marketing and mercantile to make it happen. Sometimes she's also saying, let's sell something that we have in our home. We no longer need it. Time to let it go. So you might do that, some selling or buying of stuff from your home about your home during the month of July after the 5th of the month. It's great for your diet, especially in a sextile to Saturn, Neptune. If you have an inability to curb a pleasure, I don't know, wine, cigarettes, weed, whatever that is, or food style, too much ice cream, this is going to be a lovely transit that helps you get a handle on, like dry July, some self-undoing, substance, overdoing issue. And so I like that for definitely a fresh start around that kind of post July 4th. Hey, everybody, I'm not drinking this dry July or something like that, but any kind of thing like that can really be something you can tackle with ease or grace or goodness and real perseverance and discipline, just so you know. If you make money in the online world, social media, borderless and digital income, great month for you as well. July also opens up a doorway to Pluto. Now, when she trines Pluto, July 5th to about oh my God, it's engaged to about the 7th or 8th. When she's in that trine to Pluto, well, she's also sextiling Neptune. See that blue triangle? It's called a miniature grand trine. There's no other way to say it. Luscious, positive, lucky energy that Venus wants to bestow upon you financially and connected to career and career matters. That's Pluto, Venus. You're going to be able to up level, get a new job, get the best job, get a raise or promotion, find yourself financially rewarded in the Artha houses. She rules your house of work and job and employees and employment. This is great for getting a brand new job, accepting a brand new job, all of those things, winning the day at work and job and earnings and career. Okay. Now, it's a wealth yoga, so you might get an up level. You might end up getting more money than you thought you were worthy of, but you might also just enjoy the work because Venus is what you enjoy in the house of earnings and savings. So that's positive too. You might just find like I'm in this job. It may not be as much money, but the power of the love I have for my job, how much I enjoy this job is excellent. And given that Venus is going to square the North Node of Fate in your 11th house during the later part of the month, it could indicate also a change of colleagues, a change of social circumstances connected to new work environments for you. That you'll meet some destined intersections there as well, like, new colleagues, coworkers, or employee-employer relationships that really bring some fruitfulness and destined change to your life. And you're going to really appreciate that if that's a true story for you. Some of you won't do that. Some of you might be buying or selling from the home, getting possessions for the home, just up leveling a little bit of your power and success in the work environment and the finances. Okay. Now, Venus is going to also, well, let's not go there yet. Let's move our attention to around July the 7th. And what happens is Uranus crosses the boundary from your sign where he's been since 2018, where you've been having all kinds of erratic changes in career or home or identity. And now he's moving into your second house with Venus. And you don't forget, you already had that positive jolt, a surprise, good thing about breaking free, breaking through. But now we have him here. Now, Uranus can do rags to riches in the second house. Okay. So that's a story you're going to learn to live with for 7 years, some massive upswells in your money at certain times of your life. But this is him just saying, I'm bringing a new energy of change and unexpected and erratic developments to your food style, your earnings, And certainly when he's here, breakthroughs and break frees with addictions, not just white knuckling it, right? If you've been dealing with a substance abuse issue or misuse issue, wow, what the hell is this? It's a massive breakthrough energy coming through the sky all of July, but really feeling it close in, like after July 4th kind of thing, 7th, 8th, 9th, as he comes into a sextile to Neptune of addictions and Saturn in your house of self-undoing. Kaboom. Not necessarily true, but possible that you could have a sudden financial windfall from somebody in your life, sudden breakthroughs, but this will require this to be a father figure, and it may include inheritances and also the word hospitals. Just for a few of you, please don't stress. Saturn represents the elders, so maybe Grandpa Joe or great Uncle Sam or something like that. So, but that's for just a very few. This is general bell curve astrology. Now, in other words, your natal chart is more specific. Now, on July the 10th, there is a full moon taking cue from the seed of the new moon on December 30th last year. You planted a new seed in your ninth house. Some of you, it would be, I want to travel, go on a pilgrimage, go to university or go back to school, university, college. You planted a seed that you may want to align your career with more purpose and meaning in your life. In December, you made a decision, I got to get more aligned with purpose and meaning in my work and career. You may have aligned with a new seed in a new spiritual path, meditative path, religious path. These are things you can start fresh, or, desire to enter the book publishing realm. Okay, these are things that were planted, go on a pilgrimage. These were planted in December, around the 30th. Maybe you had hints of it in January. But now the full light is here. The big, luscious moon is up here in the sign of Capricorn, ruled by Saturn in the 12th house. For some of you, it will propel you to learning environments, to study and to learn, maybe professionally. Others, it may propel you for long distance foreign shores and travel, including the word pilgrimages, or maybe professional changes connected to far off distant shores from where you currently live. For not only is this moon in the house of Saturn, but it also is ruled by Saturn in distant shores connected to your career house as well. So some of you may be taking on new work from a foreign company, right? Getting a job with a company that's, situated in headquarters in a foreign country. You might not have to move because of it. Or some of you are just like moving, to a distant shore for work related. Distant shore can be within your country, just far from where you live, okay? Or a foreign land as well. So you're feeling that energy here on the full moon of July 10th, and then you want to give it 2 or 3 weeks for it to show you itself, right? To hand you the goodie bag of what it has for you here. And so wait for that to unfold and know that it kind of rolls out over 6 more months, but you kind of would go July 10th, add 2 or 3 weeks, and you'll know what I'm talking about here. Father figures are belonging in Vedic astrology to the 9th house, so a fulfillment of something from a father figure to do with perhaps wealth, with Pluto in the 10th. Now, when I move into July 11th, Saturn sextiles Pluto. And this is going to play out all month long. It's just not going anywhere. It's going to be a kind of big story for the world, but for you, what levels of achievement are you reaching in your career and reputation because of your enduring and hard work and perseverance that you're going to begin to develop in, first of all, getting rid of your addictions and self-undoing, yes. Being able to spend time alone in order to do things that support a greater career in your power, solitude, maybe even something to do with your gains in your career connected to distant shores and lands beginning to take form and become more solid for you. Beginning, as I said, July 11th through to the end of the month and into August, actually. On July the 21st, Venus squares Mars. It's our one very difficult energy because Venus wants to bring uniting in desires, bring your desires, and Mars wants usually to cut and sever, although he can be a workhorse and bring those desires to you, but they're having a lover spat here. Venus is moving through your money house, Gemini, earnings and savings and possessions, speech and dietary style, squaring Mars in the house of romantic love. Now, with Mars connecting at the same time, and I'm going to move us forward to July 21st so you can see that, to the South Node, this is where you must be very careful about a major breakup or blowout with a long-term committed love partner if you have one, because South Node Mars will say, let go, release. And that South Node Mars story is playing out, unfortunately, for the world in a not good place in the world, which is Lebanon. But for you, it's not that. So on July the 20th, let's say July the 18th to the 24th, Mars South Node squaring Venus in the house of speech. Blow it out. Massive disagreement with a romantic partner. And with the Vestal flame sitting on Juno in the house of committed love, the Vestal flame is a single energy and Juno's the married, and there's a clash of agendas going on here. You must be very careful during this window of time. But because your fifth house is not just romantic love, but children, same thing. Massive disagreement or spat or blow up with one of your children, and maybe about money issues. If it's none of those things, then it's something to do with what you are going to be dealing with around creative projects and entrepreneurial endeavors and some sense of separation, loss, and letting go, as Venus is applying to that and saying, look at the money, look at it seriously, connect to the financial realism of it all. She's like, okay, well, you've got choices here. This is Gemini, but I'm still a money goddess in a money house. And whatever you thought you could do creatively or entrepreneurially and make it work, maybe we have to rethink that strategy. Something has to be let go of here. Release, surrender, and let go of an entrepreneurial business. Jupiter is bringing you luck in the third house anyway, and that could be, to mitigate the damage here, to make it less damaging. He just flowed generally over there to the fifth house, giving you some good timing and fortunate action, and you could let go of something fifth house-ish. Now, so you'll feel that the 19th to the 24th. Maybe the 18th to the 24th of July. On July 22nd or so, the sun is moving into the sign of Leo. Shall we get the sun across the boundary on July 23rd, 22nd, time zone dependent? Sun will move into Leo and will become very awakened by Uranus in your money house. So you'll see that sextile here. And then the trine, of course, to Saturn. Here's what I would say about you guys around this ingress time of July 22nd, 23rd, through to about the 26th. If you wanted to buy or sell a property of any kind, this is a positive breakthrough, maybe a positive financial surprise. You get more money than you wanted for the property you're selling, or you want to get the property, you get it at a better deal than you thought you'd get. Mercury says negotiate. Mercury's retrograde, so it could be negotiate from the past. Mercury will be in your Leo sky for a long, long time. Mercury enters into your fourth house, just FYI, on June the 26th through to September 2nd because of retrogradation. This will put you in mind of a time of your life that is a lot like 2017-18 regarding land, property, real estate, negotiations, deals. And now with this part of the sky, it is really about the money, Venus, Uranus energy here, and some breakthroughs or surprises that should be positive. Venus does rule the house of rentals, and therefore you might get a sudden rental opportunity emerging out of the blue, to rent your property out or rent a property for yourself. And it's very exciting and it feels very positive. And the retrogradation here of Mercury in this part of the sky could indicate something to do perhaps with something from your past, like you want to buy, you're going to buy a place, but you've been thinking about it before. Now it's from the past, or you're going to sell your home, but it's been already almost sold, but now the deal is back on, right? Something kind of return of marketing, selling. Now, if you're a writer, communicator, and you do a lot of Mercury work at home, this could be a very prosperous window of time with that general sextile between Venus and Mercury, where you're prospering from marketing, selling, communicating, and writing in and from your home. Those are stories as well that may be playing out in this window of time. So again, if you forgot the time frame that I'm talking about, sure, yeah, you got Mercury down there all of June 26th to September 2nd, but more importantly, it's that little window of time that we're focused on. Okay, that tiny little window of time that the sun gets engaged in the story. Saturn says, so again, July 22nd to the 26th, perhaps. And, and Saturn says stabilize, realistic, enduring results. And that also applies to anything to do with distant shores and lands, home, property, real estate, money. And to some extent, also, the sun fortifies any breakthroughs you may have and strengthens them with regards to addictions and self-undoing. Now, It's bringing a light to the fourth house of home, property, and real estate, but also family of origin, ancestors. So if family of origin and ancestors have any reason for influencing your self-sabotaging habits, you may be seeing the light and being able to cast a light in the midnight hour and get rid of it just for sheer awareness. Oh my God, I'm acting just like my grandpa, who was a total raging alcoholic. I got to quit this job, find a better one. And I don't mean your real job, sure, but also family patterns, especially from the father and the father's side, being recognized by you and clearing them more clearly, July 22nd to the 26th. Opposition of Sun to Pluto is fleeting. It's a day or two around that time. And you might find yourself having a blowout regarding a boss, a conflict in your domestic life connected to your visible work and reputation life, just a bit of a flare between the agenda of your private home life and your public life coming into a clash, and maybe authority figures, father figures in the mix here as well. I saw some inheritance possibilities for some of you. This would also be aligned with father figures and inheritance monies and hospitals all coming through in a big intensity around that time for those of you who might have an elder male in the family system who would bequeath money or not, just a few of you. Now, moving on, July the 31st, Mercury will go into the heart of the sun, and it is extremely important. And the reason is that this is a retrograde cazimi, and this is very potent. And this is going to have a very big story in everyone's chart. And it reminds you of events in 2017 and 18 when Mercury was lounging for a long time in the sign of Leo. We need to get us back to your sign, so you'll have to bear with me. And here we are. So look at this cazimi. It will happen at exactly 9 degrees of your fourth house, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, anywhere between, let's say, 4 to 10 degrees, 4 to 12 degrees of Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. Really feel it. It's squaring you. It's angular. It's going to bring the following changes. Be careful. It can bring a fracture in a committed long-term love. It can make you, it can put you in the position to make some radical decisions and changes regarding your home and home life. It is a cazimi, though, so it delivers divine intelligence from headquarters. So pay attention to your life on July the 31st, because that would be when you might, 31st, be able to receive some insight or download or revelation or important news to do with your home, property, real estate, father figures, family of origin, legacy wealth, matters to do with your ancestors. Kaboom! You see the light. You understand. It's all clear now. And, Mercury rules your fifth house of romantic love, South Node Mars. Just be careful with blows with children in the home, breakups with romantic lovers, and fracturing the home. This is a story that is a very big one for most Tauruses to be watchful of, to time your best life. Sure, if it's over, it's over. But if it's just going to be an intensity here, move into a place of witnessing it and not running into reactions, okay? Witnessing the things you're feeling and the things you're encountering with your children, your romantic love, and your long-term committed partners is a very important thing you can achieve during this time. You'll notice that Venus has slid on July 31st into your third house. She'll be there for 3 weeks. We'll cover that in August, but when she meets Jupiter, it's very lucky. Super luck when it's travel, short distance learning, skills-based learning, luck for a sibling one younger, luck connected to travel, especially shorter distances. Oh my God. So it's going to be a very nice social time for you as well. Maybe good things with neighbors in the neighborhood coming through the month of August, but we'll get to that when we get to the month of August. Thanks for listening, Taurus. Don't forget, if you're new here, like and subscribe. I forgot to share with you, but I'll do it now. My 2025 All Signs bundle is out. I don't know if I shared that with you at the beginning of the video. Go check it out in my description box. It's half price. It'll go down to quarter price in the fall, but now you still have almost half a year left to get 2 hours for your sign of video content where I describe in chronological order what to watch for in the year ahead. So go check that out, plus a PDF guidebook written by me. You can buy the bundle, or there's a discount on the individual signs as well. All right. Okay, I'm moving on to the next sign after you. I'm staying on my 30-minute schedule for each sign. I'm trying to get this recorded on June the 17th for my Patreon community. If you want to join me over there, they get everything early access ad-free. You would have received this content days before without any ads. So that's something that some of you might be interested in, just sharing what you can do with me. And on Pluto Chronicles on Substack, I tell it like it is. I talk about my real political stripes, to the extent I have them, what I think is really going on in the world. I do mundane astrology and individual sign written astrology over on the Pluto Chronicles on Substack. Join me there. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Bye, guys.